My friends, welcome to my channel Focusing FreeCAD. Today I want to work on SolidWorks Model Mania 2022 challenge. This is a very interesting object. It has a rectangular bottom, a circular profile on the side, and in the middle it is not a loft, but it's kind of loft kind of situation. So I want to build this model with two different thought process. All right, the first one obviously is try to cut things away from here, and then the second one is how we can actually make it loft with two uniform sections. With that, let's go ahead and open up our FreeCAD. If you want to follow along, I'm using FreeCAD 1 version, which released about a week ago. So very fresh, very new. And I will build this model. The first one, I think I can build it in part design. Maybe I'll just build it in part workbench because it's more flexible in cutting and adding things. All right. And if we take a closer look on this, so first approach is to cut things away. And as I said, the bottom is a rectangular portion. So we can take this profile, and then extrude it, and then cut this part and cut this part. That would be our first approach. I want to draw a sketch on YZ plane. And so this is going to be a rectangular bottom with a circular profile. So there is the arc, and then it comes back to the origin. Let's make these two equal. That way, that's one way to say they are symmetric. And let's plate this one on this axis, so that is uniform now. Now we know that this length is half of 24. This length is 24. And that's our sketch. Very simple. Now I want to extrude this one for 40 millimeter. There it is. And we get this. So now we have the main body. You can see this 40 millimeter radius is one cut, and there is another one of 12. This one actually it will go around, so it will form like a donut shape. I want to make this cut first, 40. So what I want to do, I want to draw another sketch on this face, XZ, right? And then take this point as our reference, right? And then there will be an arc of 40 millimeter radius, which comes to the origin and then goes all the way up there. All right, because I want to cut this one out, so there is two ways. I can take this, so I can inclusive, I can take these two. Now there is that. I can extrude that to say 50 on both sides. Apply, close. Now I can take so select these two and then make an intersection. So that's one way to cut it, right? If you wanted to go other way, say there is another way. So I'm going to copy this, just copy that sketch, right? And so you don't have to do both ways. I'm just giving you some options. So here is the sketch. What I want to do is I want to take these two lines, make them construction geometry. I would rather take it this way, right? Kind of like make it a outside object there, and then extrude that for say 50, make it symmetric. Apply, close. Now we can keep this one, delete this one. So there is two ways to go achieve the same goal, right? Same thing can be done in two different ways. That's the point, right? Take a look at this again. Outside is a circle, but this profile is R12, radius 12 millimeters. So if we take this part, this whole part, and kind of like rotate it, revolve it like a donut shape, I think that will give us our object. So let's do that. I want to draw another sketch on XZ plane. Take this point as a reference and then draw an arc of R12. So 12 millimeter and take it from here to there, right? So let's place this on this axis and make these two vertical, right? Now I want to follow the first method that I showed earlier and make this one kind of like an inclusive object. There. Doesn't matter how tall it is, we can keep it floating or constrain it to 10 millimeter. We have this one now. Now I want to go rotate it, but I want to rotate it against this axis. So there should be an axis in there, which I don't have right now. But I know how tall that would be. That is going to be 24 millimeter from the bottom. I want to take this sketch, right? And then revolve it around, so right here, X axis. And then on Z direction, the center should be at 24. So make that 24 right here. So that's moving this revolving X direction 24 millimeter above in Z direction. And then rotate it for 360 degrees. Let's see what happens. All right. Exactly, that's what we needed. Awesome. Now we can take this common, keep it, and delete this donut. Perfect. We get our shape. It just looks like this one. Pretty simple. Now all we have is to make this form, so I can take that out of this whole thing, and then that's it. So that one, I want to start from this sketch. So this is the sketch, and on horizontal side, that's 14 millimeter wide, and this is sitting 6 millimeter above the Z, above origin. So let's do that. On here, I want to draw a sketch on XY plane with an offset of 6 millimeter right there, and then so there will be something like this. I'm using the polyline, so M switches between modes, right? Okay, I want to make this one on this axis, so the center is on the axis. Make these two edges equal to 7 millimeter, so that gives that 14 millimeter base. And then this circle is at 12 millimeter from the edge, so the distance between these two will be 12 right there. And then there is a hole that goes through. Maybe we will work on it later. So now I can take it all the way up, say 25, right? Let's see how far it brings us. A little bit more than 25, say 35. That's okay. All right, so we can take this cut, we can make that, right? But I want to wait on that cut. I want to finish the whole thing. I want to work on this one now. So it will be a revolve. I can take this, make a revolve. So that going to be another XZ plane sketch where I want to draw a straight line somewhere from here, right? And this line is going to be 24 millimeter above the origin. And then from this edge, so we will have to take this edge. From this edge, let's see, I want to take this point. So maybe I want to take this point to that edge there. So that removes that 24 millimeter reference. We don't need that since it's matched with there. And then take it somewhere there. So we're just drawing the shape. I'll come back for the dimensions. This depth, I think we don't have to worry about how far it goes as long as it comes past this line. Let's keep it there, the 8 millimeter. So that's a fully constrained sketch. It's sitting right in the middle. What I want to do, hide this one. I want to take this and revolute it. And this is going to be our revolute axis. So that's the reference line. Hit OK. Right there. Now I can take this part and this part and put them together as a union, right? And then bring out our main object. So I want to select this one first because I want to keep it, and I want to delete this cutout for a second and then hit cut. Beautiful. So that cuts the whole thing. Oh, we missed this bottom part. All right, I want to do the whole thing at the same time. So draw a sketch on this face, get this reference, and then maybe make a circle of diameter 6.6 there. Now we can take that one, push it down for say 10 millimeter there, and let's put these two together. All right, let's see what happened. So maybe I can delete this extrude, right, and then go back here on this sketch, update our mapping surface. All right, now I can put all these three together. That worked. Let's do the final cut. Take this main body first and then cut out second and make a cut. That's our object. The only thing left to do is these fillets. That's 2 millimeter fillet all around. So what I want to do, I want to select this and this, right? And that will take around and take these. So take all of those edges and make a fillet of 2 millimeter. Awesome. So that is our Model Mania 2022 built in FreeCAD 1 version. And I must say that's our method 1. For the second method, I want to use the sweep tool. And for the sweep, we'll have to use the bottom and the side profile and a path to sweep. So let's start with a new model. So I want to start with the sketch on XY plane. This is the bottom one. And the sketch is simple. It's a rectangle of 28 on the side and 24 on height. Right? I want to make this one symmetric by this origin on this axis, S on the keyboard, and hit OK. That's my bottom sketch. So let's go ahead and rename that. Because we'll be sweeping, I want to rename my sketches accordingly. And then on the side, so this sketch will be on here, 40 millimeter away from this point. And that's going to be on YZ plane. So let's start on YZ plane, and then here we say offset is 40 millimeter. We will see where it takes us. But on this sketch, the top side is going to be rectangular, and the bottom side is going to be circular. There. Put this together, C and C. And then apply tangency T and T. So this length is going to be the same as before, 24. I know that this point is at 24 millimeter from the origin. This height we don't know. Right. So let's keep it floating there. Rename it for now. Say sketch side. And then I think it's on position, the 40 millimeter worked. Let's work on the path. So it is going to be an Z plane. The path is 40 millimeter radius arc. So 40 millimeter radius. We'll start from this point and go all the way to minus 90 degrees. So that's a quarter. So that's our path. This is the one. So we are sweeping along that path. And this point should be on this line. So on this sketch, the side sketch, we knew that this was floating, right? So if this was 40 millimeter radius, this point will be at 40 there. Or we could just take that point as the external reference and then put it on there too. Either way is fine. So now one thing for sure, we need to make sure, like, for sweeping, we have the segments matching. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 segments on this sketch and 4 segments on this sketch. So that makes it easier. So let's rename this as sweep path. So we go there, take the 2 sketches. Now that we have only 2 sketches, there is not to worry about anything sequential, but if there was like more than 2, we would have to be careful on which one comes after which one. So I want to create a solid, and sweep path will be this radius. And there you go. That is my object, the box object. So the lower part seems okay. We got the lower part. The upper part is actually a curve, like circular half circle, which we can make it easy on this surface. So let's take this surface, draw a sketch, or we can make it independent on YZ at offset 40. The same, we draw a half circle of, I think it's 12 radius. Yes. And then make it from here to there. And this point is 24 millimeter above the origin. And then let's make a space that I can cut out from the object. All right. And I want to apply some tangency between these two edges, the circular edge and the vertical edge that we just drew. So there is 1 degree of freedom, which is this height. We can just make anything as long as it goes above our limit. There. So what I want to do, I want to push it back. Take this one and then push it backward, so reversed, for say 40. Yeah, that does the trick. Now I want to keep this body, delete this body. So there it is, which was a sketch, extrusion, and then 2 cuts in here. If we think differently, it makes it easier, right? Okay, so now only thing to do is like delete this middle part. So I will make it easy on you all. We already have that built in here, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that, copy all the dependencies. It will bring in more than what we need. Let's not worry about that. So I paste it in here. So I have a fusion, that's the one that I need. I have this cutout, the main body, I don't need that. So let's keep it hidden. Bring this one visual. All right, there it is. Now what we can do is we can take this main body first and this cutout second and make a cut. All right, that did the trick. That's our object. So all we have to do is apply some fillet on these edges, right? This one, and maybe, hold on, this one too. Let's see. So take all the edges and then make it a 2 millimeter fillet. Yeah, I think that's it. That is our object. Although it looks just a little bit different here. So on here it looks just a little bit different, but From the side, it's covering the same thing. It's still 12 millimeter radius. So this part is the only different thing built differently. I'm sure there is just a tiny little difference in this area. Maybe this model is carrying like a gram of more materials. But there are two approaches to build this same model. Either way is, I think, fine. I hope at least you like one of the ways out of these two ways. If you have any question, comment, suggestion on this model or any other model or any of the approaches that I work on this channel, please let me know in the comment section below. And thank you for watching this video. I will see you in one of my next videos.